2, 1.
Good morning. Happy Friday Eve. Thanks for joining us. KSAT News Now, our bite-sized streaming newscast and daily podcast. I am joined by Steven Cavazos.
Yes. Yeah, we're not RJ or Alicia.
We're not?
No, but this is our first time working together at the desk.
Right.
So making history here with Jonathan Gotho.
Very first.
Very first time. And I see the scruff is coming in quite nicely.
It is. It
yes.
is. I'm very excited about it. This is my favorite time of the year because we get to do something for a good cause. So.
And he is talking about No Shave November. It is obviously our fundraising efforts underway. Many guys from the newsroom, of course, we're going to plug that as much as we can, but yes, we know we have a busy day today in our newsroom, and we're covering the latest in Uvalde, where now the interim superintendent is looking towards the future of the district.
Plus, our Steve Priester sat down with gubernatorial candidate Beto O'Rourke, and your Netflix bill could be getting a little cheaper.
Yeah, but there's a catch, and we're going to explain that later. But first, big news and details unfolding surrounding Josh Primo.
A lawsuit has been filed against Josh Primo and the Spurs organization this morning following allegations that the former Spurs guard exposed himself to several women, including Dr. Hillary Cawthon, a former Spurs performance psychologist.
That's right, Jonathan. She broke her silence this morning in Houston. Dr. Cawthon was joined by her attorney, Tony Busby, where he criticized the Spurs organization and handling of the alleged incident.
Now, Busby says Cawthon alleged Primo exposed himself to her in December of 2021 and raised concerns to the organization in January of 2022.
Primo was waived by the Spurs last Friday, just 4 games into the season after more allegations surfaced.
Cawthon, who has remained tight-lipped, says she is disheartened but humble to share her story.
I ask for everyone listening to do not jump to harsh criticism or conclusions. This is a sensitive matter, and these are humans who are impacted. We cannot assume, but we can take action. It took the Spurs 10 months to do the right thing. That's too long. My hope is that all who hear can learn from this. I hope through this I can be an agent for change.
Now, that press conference wrapped up probably about half an hour or so ago, and just some of the notes that I took. RJ Marquez and our photographer Sal Salazar are out there right now, and we're going to hear more from that a little bit later, but her attorney referred to that this job was a dream job for her, and that it was just something that obviously was very disheartening, as you just heard her statement. But you know, she had raised concerns to that general manager in January of this year, but they continue to, the attorney is alleging that they continued to call on her to have these sessions with Primo and other athletes. So of course we're going to hear more about this from RJ Marquez a little bit later on, but obviously very serious allegations.
Definitely. Well, we are shifting over to Uvalde, where we are hearing from the interim superintendent and how he is sharing his plans in moving forward.
Yeah, we're talking about Gary Patterson, who started on Tuesday. Patterson says he knows that there's a lot of work that has to be done to restore trust in the district after the deadly shooting at Robb Elementary on May 24th and the 5 months that have followed.
And one of his main focuses moving forward is transparency. He shared an update on the Texas Police Chiefs Association Management and Organizational Review of the District Police Department that was announced on August 29th. He says it's almost finished and will help the police department moving forward.
Now, we know Patterson has been in education for 44 years and for the past several years has worked with Walsh Gallegos to be placed in different districts throughout our area as an interim superintendent.
And staying in Uvalde, State Senator Roland Gutierrez announcing plans to file a bill for the next session of the Texas legislature that would create a $300 million compensation fund for the victims of Uvalde's school shooting.
Yes, he says that the funding for the bill will come from the $27 billion the state has in surplus. Of course, you can read more on how he plans to distribute those funds on our website at ksat.com. But, you know, Uvalde, it's obviously been one of the biggest talking points in the last year or so, and all the developments that have happened since May 24th. And I know that with Gary Patterson, the former superintendent, Dr. Hal Harris, was actually showing him the ropes for the past 10 days or so, taking him to campus and introducing him to the staff out there. So just getting him acquainted with that environment.
And it does appear that Senator Gutierrez is making this definitely his platform, and he even says that his entire session will be dedicated to helping these folks.
So we're going to continue to follow that news out of Uvalde as the news continues, of course. But let's shift over to Lin-Manuel Miranda, Harry Styles, Casey Musgraves, And other celebrities have publicly endorsed Texas governor candidate Beto O'Rourke. And in a sit-down interview with our Steve Spreeser, O'Rourke says he hopes that attention empowers people to head to the polls.
You can watch the full interview on our website, KSAT.com. Over the past several months, KSAT reached out to both O'Rourke and Governor Greg Abbott for this one-on-one interview, but only O'Rourke accepted.
But today, Governor Abbott will be here in Von Ormy, where our team will catch up with him. And tomorrow is the last day to vote early in the midterm election. After that, you'll have to wait till Election Day, and that's on November 8th.
That's right, November 8th, so make sure you pencil that date in.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to be hearing from a lot of these candidates over the next few days, I'm sure.
Now, folks, if you haven't heard about this, big changes for Netflix. Today, the streaming giant launched an ad-supported subscription plan, basic with ads.
I don't like the way that sounds. Yeah, the new tier will cost $6.99 a month, where it's launched already here in the U.S. and is available according to the company. Current plans and members will not be impacted, so that's good news. But the tier will have most of what's available with Netflix's current $9.99 plan. But of course, that is going to be expected to change a lot of the streaming efforts for a lot of these folks. So you can expect more commercials before movies, during shows, and those ads are expected to be about 15 to 30 seconds in length.
And it will play before and during TV series and movies. So if you're into those ads disrupting your show, then that'll be definitely convenient. The tier will also be launched in other countries, including Canada, Australia, and France, and Brazil.
Yeah, just one of several places. And I know that the streaming giant, that they had made it a platform to not have any ads. So now that we're actually getting those ads, and while it's not going to change the current subscribers, it's an effort to save more money, but it's not something I think a lot of people really wanted to see. So,
and I like how the caveat for a cheaper subscription is the interruptions, right?
Yes.
The ads. So
there's always a price to pay, and it looks like it's the ads.
Well, there we go. Let's see. Well, we have Justin Horn joining us with weather.
What's up, y'all?
What is up, Justin Horn?
What's up, my bearded friends?
Oh, I'm the mustache guy over here. You
Well,
guys,
that's
I have the scruff has come in nice for you guys.
Well, the mustache looks nice as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rogaine. I'm just
Rogaine.
joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. It's all natural.
Does that work or no?
No, it doesn't. Don't try it at home.
Do not try it at home.
No, I'm just joking.
All right, we're gonna hit you guys with some trivia today. We're gonna do some geography. We ready for this?
Okay.
What is the southernmost point in the United States?
I know this.
Your choices are Kauai, Hawaii, Key West, Florida, Boca Chica Beach, Texas, or Chula Vista, California.
You know this?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
My answer, can I give my answer?
Go for it.
It's B.
Key West. Okay.
I guess we'll go with B. It's Key West.
You're gonna go. Okay. So you're not wrong completely.
Oh, okay.
Technically, the correct answer is Hawaii, but if you're talking contiguous United States, Key West is the correct.
I'll settle for that.
Yeah. So technically, it's the southernmost point of the Big Island in Hawaii, also known as South Point. The southernmost point in Texas lies just southeast of Brownsville, if you were curious. And San Antonio is the southernmost city in the United States with a population over 1 million.
That I knew, Justin.
Fun fact, you knew that one.
I knew that one.
I believe it.
I'm a South Texan.
Represent. All right, let's take a look at the forecast. And speaking of San Antonio being far to the south, this is one of the issues that we have, right? When these storm systems come across the country, we're always on kind of the tail end of things, and that's going to be the case again as we head into tomorrow. So let me show you the forecast for today. We've got some fog and cloud cover. We did have some fog, some cloud cover out there right now. The clouds will start to break apart by this afternoon. We'll get some sun. Not a lot in the way of showers today, but as we get into tomorrow morning, some showers will start to come back in. We'll see some drizzle. It's going to be kind of damp overall again tomorrow morning, and then by the afternoon we break out to some sun. Here comes our front. Notice at 6 o'clock this model is showing absolutely nothing. So it's going to be a question of when these storms begin to develop on the front. But we think that happens between 6, 7, 8 o'clock. That's kind of the time frame. We fast forward to 8 o'clock. There are those storms. Some could be strong. Notice they're still north of San Antonio at this point. But then they'll start to develop down along the front, and it'll be a close call whether or not we even get rain here in town. But this is around 9 o'clock. We'll put in a 30% chance of rain. Then as we head towards 10 o'clock, the rain's starting to push east, and by midnight, a lot of this is already out of here. We certainly clear out by Saturday. The weekend looks great. As far as the severe weather risk, on a scale of 1 to 5, we're at about a 2 tomorrow. San Antonio's on the far western edge of that. Gusty winds would be the main threat, I think, with these storms as they move east. The bigger threat for severe weather is going to be up across the Metroplex, Tyler, Texarkana, over towards Waco. They're going to be looking at some gusty winds too with these storms and maybe some hail. So our KSAT 12-hour forecast for today, 79 degrees at 2 o'clock. We'll be up around 82 by 5 p.m., 81, 6 p.m., and then partly cloudy tonight and then mostly cloudy again tomorrow. So Stephen will be busy probably tomorrow morning. Fog, drizzle, slick roads. You know how that goes.
Yeah, never a good combination, unfortunately.
No, never is. But that's the forecast for this evening, guys.
Yeah.
And going into tomorrow with that chance of rain.
Well, thank you, Justin.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and as a reminder, drive with those low beams if you're driving in the city.
That's exactly right.
Thank you.
Thanks for that tip.
Hey, good. Yes, good tips. And just remember to drive safe. Of course, we'll keep our eyes on the road. But let's shift gears from the weather to country.
Steven, get your boots and jeans ready. The Country Music Awards are coming in Texas.
Well, I already have them. I'm a Texan. I should have that already ready to go,
That should be in your back
Jonathan Cotto. Well, yeah, the 2023 CMT Awards will be held at the Moody Center in Austin.
That's right. This will actually be the first award show not to be held in Nashville in its 55-year history.
That's pretty impressive. Now, that announcement was made by CMT Awards show host Kelsey Ballerini on stage during a Carrie Underwood concert. That was on Wednesday in Austin. That was actually last night. I had some friends from my social media account that were actually at that concert.
And what a better place to make that announcement. It was a sold-out event, and it was in Austin. And I can't think of a better place to hold a Country Music Awards, if not Nashville, Austin, Texas.
Yeah, right here in Texas. It's a Lone Star State, so you know what? What better place to have it than here?
That's right. Will you be attending, getting some tickets?
Let's hope so. I mean, as long as it's not during the week. You know how it is with those early morning shifts. It can be a little bit tricky, but you know, why not? This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. But of course, we'll be watching that and all the other news that's going to be taking place later today. We have a lot of news coming at you at noon, but just make sure to stay with us on air and online. And hey, don't forget we are streaming this. This is a podcast, which is pretty impressive.
That's right.
Spotify, yeah, if you want to give it a listen.
Definitely tune in. Well, Stephen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And that's a wrap for KSAT News Now.